Hey, what's up everyone, it's your girl Brian Shanae, and today I have a couple of packages that I have recently had gotten in the mail, and so these are the two packages that I'll be pretty much unboxing or unpackaging, whatever, what have you. So please, stay tuned.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great.
And we're back. So this is one of the packages. I'm going to open this one first, and I believe this says it is from Penguin Random House. So let's go ahead and open this one and see what's inside. Of course, as you all know, I love reading books. I love everything bookish, pretty much, and that's what I do mostly on my spare time is reading. So let's see what's inside this one. Ooh, this is pretty. So it's from, yes, Penguin Random House. And looks like they, definitely sent me a book. And it says, it literally says it's fucking outstanding. And that was said by Roxanne Gay. This is an advanced reader's copy. So it's an ARC. And so this is it right here. This is one of the books. It's Juliet Takes a Breath by Gabby Rivera. And like I said, this is an advanced reader's copy, so it's not for sale, and I can't sell this, which is awesome. I don't want to sell this. But yeah, so there's a little comment that I read to you, what it said there. And so this is awesome. So this book is going to be available pretty much in September of this year. I think I've seen some people read it already, so it's really interesting. But I love this cover. This is gorgeous. It's amazing. The detail is awesome. I love the yellow as the background. The hair is amazing. Everything is amazing about this cover. But let's go ahead and read the back so we know what it is about. So it says, Juliet Milagros Palante is a self-proclaimed closeted Puerto Rican baby dyke from the Bronx. Only she's not so closeted anymore. Not after coming out to her family the night before flying to Portland, Oregon to intern with her favorite feminist writer. What's sure to be a life-changing experience. And when Juliet's coming out crashes and burns, she's not sure her mom will ever speak to her again. But Juliet has a plan, sort of. Her internship with legendary author Hollow Brisbane, the ultimate authority on feminism, women's bodies, and other gay-sounding stuff, is sure to help her figure out this whole Puerto Rican lesbian thing. Except Harlow's white and not from the Bronx, and she definitely doesn't have all the answers. In a summer bursting with queer brown dance parties, a sexy fling with the motorcycling librarian, and intense explorations of race and identity, Juliet learns what it means to come out to the world, to her family, to herself. This is awesome. And it says the author Gabby Rivera is a Bronx-born queer Latinx babe on a mission to create the wildest, most fun stories ever. She's the first Latino to write for Marvel Comics, penning the solo series America about America Chavez, a portal-punching queer Latino powerhouse. And then in 2017, Gabby was named one of the top comic creators by the Sci-Fi Network and one of NBC's #Pride30 innovators. Gabby now makes magic on both coasts, currently residing in California, and she writes for all the sweet baby queers and her mom. So this is so awesome. I'm so excited to read this. It even says at the top, it says, Juliet Takes a Breath is absolutely breathtaking. This is the home girl I've always wanted to see in literature, made flesh, it said made flesh by Rivera's pen. I think it meant to say made fresh by Rivera's pen. And that was said by Elizabeth Esvido, which she is the one that has written Poet X, and she recently came out with her other book, which is right here, which is this With the Fire on High, which I'm definitely, that's on my TBR shelf currently, so that is what I'm going to be reading. But yeah, so this book looks amazing. I love this cover, and like I said, this comes out in September of this year, 2019, so I definitely would check it out and see if you go ahead and pre-order it. But I'm so excited to read this and get to know more about Juliet as I read it. So this is the first book that I received, and this is from Penguin Random House. Next one is a box right here, and this is also from Penguin Random House. So let's go ahead and open this one as well. Looks like I might need a box cutter, so let's go get that. So bad news is I don't have a box cutter, so I'm literally trying to open this by hand. So let's see if I can be successful enough without the box cutter and get it open. was a success. So I was able to open it. Thank goodness. So like I said, this is from Penguin Random House as well. And they have reached out to me in order to see if I would like some of these books and do a review about them. And I was really interested in them, and they sound really awesome. So this is what it looks like when I open it. And then a letter is on top right here. And it says, "Greetings, sweet friend. I'm so excited to share this book with you. Writing it broke my heart wide open in the most beautiful ways. I'm grateful that these spirits and stories chose me to be their vessel unto the page. In reading this book, I hope you are inspired with a sense of magic, hope, self-love, and healing for you and the work you do. My first novel encompasses a lot. Whitney Houston, queerness, ancestral time travel, music's hold on the black psyche, healing magic, astrology, mass incarceration, and first sweet love. A black girl in Trinidad loses love, crosses a continent, and finds love again in Minneapolis in the arms of another black girl, a girl like her but also different in ways that expand her. A wild and magical elder finds a way to pass on her ancestral wisdom and healing to her queer grandchild. An incarcerated black man, an astrologer who has more wisdom about himself and the universe than most free people, transcends death row. It's a lot, but so is being a queer black woman in America. This book is heavy, but also light, full of feelings, layered and beautiful and truthful and black and cosmic and limitless. In the end, I hope you'll see that the stars and the blackness between them is an ode to a world that I never got to experience, a place where black girls are lovable and must navigate romantic situations worthy of their complexity. A place where black girls are magical and wild. A place where black girls make things happen for each other. It is my song for all of the ways black sweetness, pleasure, and desire have been invisibilized from the imagination of those of us with black bodies. May this book love on you and make visible your own blackness between the stars. Love and light to you, Dwanda Prestros Nasa." So, it must be about this book right here, The Stars and the Blackness Between Them, an advanced copy as well, so it's not for sale. So this is what it looks like, and here is the cover, and that was a note written by the author, which is awesome. So here is that right here. It looks really awesome. Black representation in books have been amazing, and I'm loving it so much. So this book is also going to be available in September of this year, but that cover is amazing, and I like this a lot. And then, yeah, it just looks awesome. Oh, because it says, let's go ahead and read the back to get you more information about this book, because I'm really intrigued. So it says, Trinidad. 16-year-old Andre is heartbroken, having just found out she's going to live in America with her father because her mother caught her with her secret girlfriend, the pastor's daughter. Andre's grandmother, a dancer who drives a white convertible Mercedes and has a few secrets of her own, reassures Maybelle that she won't lose her roots, not even in some place called Minneapolis. America have their spirits too. Believe me, she tells Andre. And then you have Minneapolis. A 16-year-old Maybelle is staring at a picture of Whitney Houston, trying to figure out what she feels the way she feels about her ex Terrell, about her girl Jada and that moments they had in the woods, and about the vague feeling of illness that's plagued her all summer. Maybelle's reverie is cut short when her dad announces that a friend and his just arrived from Trinidad daughter are coming for dinner. Maybelle falls hard and fast for Andre, and she's determined to help Andre find her way in America. Never an easy thing for a black girl, as she knows, but their romance takes a turn when test results reveal exactly why Maybelle has been feeling low-key sick all summer. Suddenly, it's Andre who must care for Maybelle as she faces a deeply uncertain future. Told in two lush and lyrical voices, Dwanda Prestros' debut conjures a love that is stronger than hatred, prison and death, and as vast as the blackness between the stars. So this sounds amazing, and I cannot wait to read this. And once again, this will be available in September of this year, so I definitely would look out for this book, and this sounds awesome. So yes, I have this one, and I love the letter from the author. So the next one is, let me see, I also have another letter, and this is from the author of another book. And it says, "Hey there, thank you so much for taking the time to read Obviously Stories from my timeline. When I started writing this book, I had a lot of anxiety about writing a good book, presenting my life in a way that was honest and open, and about the way it should be received. Since then, I've grown up a bit about the whole how will it be received thing. That is to say, if my book gets to my people, then I have nothing to worry about. The truth is, I spent a lot of my life worrying if something I did was too black or not black enough, and realized that those things don't mean anything, specifically as a black artist, in a position as vulnerable as it is and often assumed to be the voice of everyone who looks like me. I can no longer feel pressure to be anything but myself, and that's why I'm excited for you to read it, because art by black people matters, but it also should be allowed to be as unique and interesting, as heartbreaking and inspiring, motivating and real as any other group of artists' works. I hope as an artist or creative you feel like you've got the space to bring all the facets of you to your work. It's so important to lift each other up, give each other space to shine, and represent our cultures in as many ways as possible. I'm proud and very lucky to be working with Razor Bill and to have been given the space to wax nostalgic about the internet, my pets, growing up with 3 siblings, and living in the South. I hope that this book gives you a laugh and maybe inspires you to continue making bomb-ass work with no apologies. So thank you again for continuing the legacy of black art and creativity, and thanks for reading my little book, Akilah Hughes. So this book it says obviously Stories from My Timeline, written by Akilah Hughes. This is a advanced reader's copy from Razor Bill, and this will be on sale in September of this year as well. This copy is really wonderful. I'm really excited to read this. I really don't know anything about Akilah Hughes, and I'm glad I get this introduction of knowing more about her. But this is the cover of the book right here. And then on the back it says, comedian and activist Akilah Hughes shares everything about her journey from her childhood in the South to the big screen while dispensing invaluable big sister style advice to a generation of future YouTubers. And it says, Akilah Hughes' world, family, and life are often complicated but always funny. Through intimate and hilarious essays, Akilah takes readers along on her journey from the small Kentucky town where she was born and eventually became a spelling bee champ and 15-year-old high school graduate to New York City, where she took careful steps to fulfill her dream of becoming a writer and performer. Oh, I wonder if this is her that was from the movie Akilah and the Bee. I think this might be her, actually. So, oh my God, this is amazing. So it says, like Tiffany Haddish's The Last Black Unicorn, or Mindy Kaling's Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me? For the YA set, Akilah pens revealing and laugh out loud funny essays about her life, covering everything from her racist 5th grade teacher to her struggles with weight and acne, her failed attempts at joining the cheerleading team, how to literally get to New York, hint for a girl on a budget. It may include multiple bus transfers, and exactly how to make it once you finally get there. This is awesome. So it does say Akilah Hughes is a writer, comedian, and YouTuber residing in Brooklyn, New York. She's been a digital correspondent for MTV, Fusion, Comedy Central, Cricket Media, and more. A Sundance Labs fellow, Akilah most recently appeared on the HBO series special Pod Save America. Her comedic YouTube channel, It's Akilah, obviously, has amassed more than 150,000 subscribers. Find her on Twitter at Akilah, obviously, or on Instagram at Akilah. So this is amazing. Oh, I'm excited to read this. Okay, so yes, so this is the book from Akilah Hughes, and this sounds amazing, and I read Tiffany Haddish's book, The Last Unicorn, and it was awesome, so I'm definitely looking forward into reading this. So yes, so this is the other book that I have from Penguin Random House. Next book I have here is, it seems like each book comes with a letter from the author, which is fine and perfect. I love reading letters from the authors. So let me see if I can get it out here. It seems like this one is like not coming out for some odd reason, but I'm going to get it out. Oh God. I feel like it's like embedded in the freaking book. Okay, so here is the letter. Yeah, it was embedded. Okay. So it says, Dear Reader, I thought it was simple. You write a book, and if you're lucky, it goes on a shelf you have the honor of walking past one day. Those summers when my homes were the public library and whatever Barnes and Noble was nearest, were when and where I cultivated that dream, sat on that egg without knowing for how long, but ready to do it for however long it took for the dream to hatch to life and take flight. So much of my reading and writing life was lived in isolation that I simply figured that any excitement I held for it had an audience of one. Perhaps the greatest gift of becoming a published author is discovering just how wrong I was. Discovering bookstagrammers and booktubers and book bloggers, readers in every corner of the internet, being loudly and proudly excited about books has been a singular joy. Perhaps the single most important episode on my journey to become a writer happened during the study abroad trip my junior year of high school. I was spending that winter in France. My favorite novel at the time was, and still is, The Count of Monte Cristo. It had all the swashbuckling adventure and star-crossed romance and epic revenge quests I loved reading about so much. I love that book so much. My roommate and I soon discovered that Alexandre Dumas' home, and now a writer's museum, was just over 30 minutes outside of Paris. It was even called the Chateau de Monte Cristo. Immediately we set about organizing a trip. My mouth hung open as I wandered from room to room. I even thought I could feel the man's power humming through the floorboards. But something stopped me dead in my tracks. It was a portrait, and under it was an inscription of his name. The name in that portrait was black. My favorite writer of all time was the same color as me, arguably the most famous French writer in history. Sorry, Victor Hugo, was the same color as me. Ever since that visit, my course was set. The impact of that episode was twofold. The first was that it affirmed for me that I was headed in the right direction. The second was that I began to look for myself in every other part of this ecosystem surrounding books. Other writers and readers who resembled me, I hungered to meet them, to see them, so that we could say to each other that we're heading in the right direction. So I entrust to you War Girls, the book of my heart. My hope is that someday I can do for someone else what Alexandre Dumas did for me. With beautiful, complex, and complicated blackness in the DNA of this book's insides and outsides, my goodness, this cover. I hope I can say to the reader who holds this thing in their hands, you're heading in the right direction. As I just now got to get loudly and proudly and a little bit tearfully excited about a book, I hope you do the same and that you hear me when I say you're heading in the right direction. Sincerest regards, Toshi J. Onibuchi. That sounds amazing. So this is War Girls. This is by Toshi Abudushi. Is author of Beast Made of Night. And this is this is also another advanced reader's copy. It's not for sale. And so with this book, this is by War Girls by Toshi Onibuchi, is author of Beast Made of Night. This is a Razor Bill book. It is on sale this year in October. So this is also a reader's copy as well. So this is not for sale. But this cover is gorgeous. I love it. I love everything about this book. It sounds amazing. I cannot wait to read this. It says, so it looks like it's mostly sci-fi. So it says the year is 2172. Climate change and nuclear disasters have rendered much of Earth unlivable. Only the lucky ones have escaped to space colonies in the sky. In a war-torn Nigeria, battles are fought using flying, deadly mech, and soldiers are outfitted with bionic limbs and artificial organs meant to protect them from the harsh, radiation-heavy climate. Across the nation, as the years-long civil war wages on, survival becomes the only way of life. Two sisters, Ongi and Afi, dream of more. Their lives have been marked by violence and political unrest. Still, they dream of peace, of hope, and of a future together. From acclaimed author Toshi Anubuchi comes an immersive, action-packed, deeply personal series opener for fans of Nnedi Okorafor, Mary Lou, and Paolo Paolorsi. And he says, Toshi Anubuchi, sorry if I slaughter your first and last name, I do apologize, is a writer based in Connecticut. He holds a BA from Yale and MFA in screenwriting from Tisch and a JD from a JD from Columbia Law School. Toshi is also the author of Beast Made of Night and its sequel, Crown of Thunder. So this is amazing, and this cover is amazing, and I love this so much. This looks great. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this, and the letters of these authors is so amazing. I'm trying not to tear up, but it's amazing. So yeah, so look out for this in October if you are interested. And Nettie Okafor is a great author. I do love her. So, you know, if you love her, you definitely got to check this book out. So check this book out when you get a chance, pre-order it, what have you. It sounds amazing. Last but not least, I heard a great deal about this book as well, and I'm really excited about this too. Yeah, like all these books is great, and this one I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. Like definitely looking forward to reading it. So let's read the letter first. And it says, "Dear reader, more often than not, dear reader, more often than not, the words Black excellence indicate a certain measure of success and fame. In fact, whenever I hear the phrase Jay-Z rapping, Black excellence, opulence, decadence rings out in my head like a chorus. Yet the luxuries he speaks on are only the fruits of hard work. In reality, our excellence lies in striving for such heights in spite of the struggle. In practice, Black excellence is brazen resistance and resilience in a world and country that would prefer silence instead. It is having the temerity to center our voices, our stories, and our Blackness because the world doesn't get frame our narrative. It's understanding that a single person's success is only a partial victory. True excellence comes when we make space for the rest of our skinfolk and work for our communities instead of just ourselves. In the books, that excellence shines when we break free of limitations that value our pain and minimize our joy. We are excellent when we strive for the full spectrum of Blackness across many genres, styles, and all sorts of peculiarities. A River of Royal Blood is my debut novel, a dream that required a whole village behind me, not to mention years of work by Black authors charting a path into this industry. The only way to continue in that legacy of excellence is by raising more Black voices in every realm of the book world, from authors and librarians to bloggers, Bookstagram, and BookTube. As the Black National Anthem reminds us to lift every voice, I encourage us all to raise our mouths to the sky and press our pens to paper. Forget the fear of the people telling us that we aren't Black enough or we're too Black. Your voice is precious by virtue of being yours. You're excellent already." That was said by Amanda Joy. Sorry, I teared up. Like, yes, that letter got me. I'm sorry. That was awesome. But anyway, so this is a book. It's the title is A River of Royal Blood, and this was written by Amanda Joy. So this book will also be available in October of this year, and this is also an advanced reader's copy, and it's not for sale, of course. And this cover looks stunning. Like, I am impressed with this cover. Oh God! But yes, here it goes. This looks amazing, and I cannot wait to read it. Just from that letter alone, I was holding up my tears, but then that letter got me so bad. So yeah, so this is the cover of the book, and it looks gorgeous. But let me read the back so we can get a gist of what this is about. This already looks interesting. So it says, 17-year-old Ava is a princess born with the magic of blood and marrow, a dark and terrible magic that hasn't been seen for generations in the vibrant but fractured country of Mirror. Its last known practitioner was Queen Raina, who toppled the native Chimeric royalty and massacred thousands, including her own sister, 8 generations ago, thus beginning the rival heir tradition. Living in Raina's long and dark shadow, Ava must now face her older sister, Issa, in a battle to the death if she hopes to ascend to the ivory throne, because in the queendom of Mirror, only the strongest, most ruthless rulers survive. When Ava is attacked by an assassin just weeks before the battle with her sister, she discovers there is more to the attempt on her life than meets the eye. And it isn't just her sister who wants to see her dead. As tension escalates, Ava is forced to turn to a Fae instructor of mythic proportions and a mysterious and handsome Chimera prince for help in growing her magic into something to fear. Because despite the love she still has for her sister, Ava will have to choose Issa's death or her own. A River of Royal Blood is an enthralling debut set in a lush North African-inspired fantasy world that subtly but powerfully challenges our notions of power, history, and identity. So this sounds, oh my God. This also really, it makes me, it reminds me of Children of Blood and Bone by Tommy Adeyemi, which I love that book so much, and I'm looking forward to her second book, which comes out in December. I already pre-ordered it. Yes. But yes, I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. This sounds amazing, by the way. I'm interested in just seeing more about the sisters' relationship, because sisterhood is very important, and I'm really excited to reading this. I heard a lot about it, so I'm definitely wanting to read this. So all the letters of these from the authors I'm definitely keeping because they are very inspirational, and it's something to have. So first book that I received, so this is the first book from Random House that I got, which I'm looking forward to. Which is Juliet Takes a Breath. So this is that book. The next book is it's by Yolanda Petros, The Stars and the Blackness Between Them. This is the other book as well. This one will be available in September of this year, and this one will also be available in September of this year. The next book is obviously Stories from My Timeline by Akilah Hughes, and this book will also be available in September of this year. Then the next book will be available in October of this year, War Girls by Toshi Ananuchi, so watch out for that. And last but not least, we have A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy, and this will also be available in October. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading these books. I have a handful, like I have to catch up with my reading, you guys. Like, this is amazing. Like, I have, like, literally there's no reason for me to even buy books because I have tons of books for my TBR now that I have to add on to the shelf. So let me go ahead and put this there and try to figure out my shelf for my TBR. But that is it, you guys. Sorry it was a long video, but I really love reading the letters from the authors because not only can they inspire me, and that they do inspire me, but they can inspire you, my viewers, or whoever is watching this video. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Also hit the subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you so much, you guys. See ya.